the darker side of me. For all you become. Guys, welcome back. So, you want to get rich. Everybody does. Unfortunately, there's no secrets. I know this video says 7 secrets to getting rich, but I had to get you to click. There's no secret to getting rich, but there's philosophies. And I would consider myself rich for the last 2 years. The thing that I think makes me rich is the fact that I've designed my lifestyle, that my lifestyle looks how I want it to look. I can go where I want, when I want, with who I want, all the time. And these are my principles for how I got here. When 3 years ago, I went broke. I had money on credit cards when I first moved to Thailand because I didn't have enough in savings. I had to dip into my credit cards to make this life work when I went on the content creation journey. So in 3 years, I've used these principles to really change my reality. And I want to give them to you so you can do the same no matter what level you're at, because I'm certainly not looking to stay at where I'm at now. I'm looking to 10x from here. And no matter what journey, what part you're at right now, these principles should help you. So number one led to everything that I now have, being able to come and stay in executive suites, travel where I want, sit on the comfy seats on planes. This was the one that really changed everything for me, and that was giving up bad habits. And for me specifically, that was alcohol and drugs. When you take alcohol and drugs, it is an escape from your current reality. It's because you don't like something about your current existence. And the reason you're allowed to buy alcohol, I believe, because alcohol is poison, we all know that. It's not good for you, and it leads to a lot of deaths, it leads to a lot of crime. Yes, it's fun, but it's something that really government shouldn't allow. The reason they allow it is because it keeps you willing to work a 9 to 5 or work your normal job for 30 years because you can enjoy your weekend. It allows you to escape from your reality. I now have a motto in my life, and it's that I like my suffering raw. If I'm feeling something bad in my life, it's because I need to change it, not because I need to drink alcohol and escape from it. And as soon as I did that, as soon as I started to make that change, I read the book, The Easy Way to Control Alcohol by Alan Carr, after a particularly heavy Christmas in my 9 to 5. And I felt terrible. I had really bad anxiety at the time. And after I read that book and I went teetotal on alcohol, I managed to look around my existence and realize, okay, I'm very uncomfortable with where I'm at. This is really not pleasant. I cannot do this for the rest of my life, working this 9 to 5. And I had to make a change. So my first philosophy for you would be take your suffering raw. If there's something bad in your life that you don't like, it's because you need to change it, not because you need to run away from it. Now, I still have a drink from time to time, but I only drink in celebration when I've completed something. If you're doing any drugs or alcohol or anything to numb your existence because it's bad, if you want to break free, if you want to get rich, that pain has to be deep enough for you to make a change. And number 2 is great ideas don't mean shit if you cannot execute. Life is all about execution. If you want to get somewhere fast, if you want to make real change in your life, you have to become an action taker. You have to just have an idea and roll with it. Because the longer you take to formulate these ideas, the less chance there is of you actually doing it. The way I implemented this in my own life, I would keep my idea to myself. This is one thing that's very important in the road to getting rich or building the reality you want. When you have a great idea, go and do some execution on it. Go and make it a reality. Don't go and ask people for their opinion. Don't go and share it with your mum and dad. Don't go and share it with your close friends. Because the longer it takes for you to take some action, the more chance there is for self-doubt. And we have to remember, we're always fighting self-doubt to build our new reality. We're trying to build a new perception of ourselves. And there is a devil on the shoulder that is going to be scared of you having a new reality or getting rich. And the easiest way to combat that devil is don't give him any chance. When you have a good idea and you get that excitement, you have to execute on that excitement straight away, because great ideas, they don't mean anything. So many people have great ideas. Without the execution, you're nothing. And if you can just learn to execute on everything that you think is a great idea or that you think might help change your life, if you do that, you will learn so much that soon enough you'll be at the place you want to be. The next principle is for guys that maybe you've started making a little bit of money. Maybe you've got some money coming in from a business, or you've started to work on something and you're starting to get some payoff. The tip for you would be focus. Every game, every method of getting rich is hard. If you build something that can be sustained over a long time and improves you as a person. The game that you're currently playing and you've gotten to a level at that game, as long as there's a player in that game that is executing at a high level, so you can see the path, you can see, okay, there's guys making 10 million a year doing this. As long as you can see that, focus on the game that you're in, because each game takes a certain amount of time to play. So it happens a lot. Maybe you're making a decent amount of money. And let's use me as an example. I get maybe shiny object syndrome, and I see guys making more than me in e-com. I see these e-com figures. I've put 3 years into learning content creation. I've put 3 years into building a community. I put 3 years into networking with entrepreneurs and building a global network, the new elite around the world. And I put 3 years into that business. I know that business and I know the potential it has. If I get shiny object syndrome, I now have to start from the beginning again in a different avenue. This doesn't mean you can't invest. This doesn't mean you can't do smart things with your money. That's another video in itself. This is all concepts. Do not get shiny object syndrome when something's working. Your focus is everything. And as soon as you get money, there's going to be so many more things that pull your focus, because girls are going to want to see you more. You're going to have girls that want to take you to the club. You're going to have guys that want to go to the club with you. You might have more friends than you've ever had. There's going to be trips. There's going to be vacations. There's going to be all these different things that you can use your time on when you have money. The most important thing is, if you want to get filthy rich, which is the goal in this life, that's what allows you to play the cheat codes in the game. It's like the full cheat code, the maximum life experience. You have to get filthy rich. You have to have 10 mil plus. That's just the aim of the game. So if you're not there yet, like for someone like me, I'm not there yet. And for that reason, focus is one of the most important things you can do. It's one of the most important principles in getting rich. The next one is sharing. You have to share your jobs and you have to share your wealth, I believe. You have to look after your people and you have to learn to delegate. When you start, you probably do it all on your own and you'll hit a cap at a certain point. You have to learn that other people will do jobs far better than you can, and you need to believe in them and put your trust in them and look after them and build this reality where everyone around you knows you as sort of the top dog, as the G that's looked after them, that's changed their life. For me, that's real richness, that's real power. It's being able to look after people in that way and not just be totally solo, to have the people around you that you enjoy being around, that get something out of working for you. And delegation, you have to free up your time. For example, my most important task is this. It's talking to you. It's spreading awareness and knowledge. It's being online on social media. It's practicing my craft, which is making videos. That's what I love to do. It's filmmaking, it's cinematography. It's an investment in that. That's the best use of my time. So everything else, no matter how important it might seem, has to be delegated. And you just find people that can do it better than you. And that's how you really truly start to scale inside of your life. I even do it now inside my personal life. I have an assistant. I also have a maid that works in the house, does all the cooking and cleaning. As soon as you get to a certain level and you have the money for it, start valuing your time at a certain price per hour. I value my time at $5,000 per hour. So anything that doesn't have the potential to make me $5,000 an hour is something that I try to delegate inside of my life. And another rule, I think I heard this from James Blackwell, is divide that by 4. So $1,250 per hour is something I really shouldn't ever go near if it pays less than that. And the 5K is kind of where you're trying to get to. For this next point, I'll tell you a quick story. When I first started my business in Thailand, and I just started on YouTube, and I had an online product called Triple Your Testosterone, about tripling your testosterone levels naturally with fitness programs and supplements and all that sort of stuff. And I used to get sales each day, and my product was $99. So my goal at the time was I needed to make 3 sales a day, and then I made 10K a month. And so each day I would make videos that would bring in traffic, and I'd try and get my sales. Now, I would notice something in my reality, and that was abundance. Abundance mentality leads to a massive return on investment. So I believe in investing in your surroundings. I believe in living a life of the person you want to be, maybe not of the person you are right now, obviously without getting into debt. But one thing I would find was I was sitting at a restaurant and there was a guy playing guitar, and I love music, I love guitar, as you guys have probably seen. And this guy was just absolutely shredding, just all my favorite songs. And I went and gave him a tip, which was $30, which is about 1,000 baht, which is a lot for Thailand. And I just went over there, gave him the tip, $30. He was super, super happy. And I went and sat back down. And then my phone went off twice, and I just got 2 sales. And I was like, well, that's a pretty crazy coincidence that I just gave to somebody and received it back more than 10x what I gave. And so I continued to do this. I continued to give every day. And I've seen such a massive return, often in excess of 10 times what you give as a result of the abundance mentality. So make sure that in your life you're giving away, that you have a section of your salary, you have a section of your business earnings for giving away and improving other people's lives, because it pays 10x. I don't know what sort of spiritual stuff that is, but it 100% absolutely works. Now, before our next point, I just want to tell you about something. I'm currently in Bangkok, Thailand, and the reason why is because we're running our end of year summit for our entrepreneurs network, the New Elite. If you want to be surrounded by guys like me that have this mentality, this abundance mentality, guys that are making far more money than you. Some guys in the New Elite are making $1 million a month. If you want to be surrounded by them, they can teach you things that will change your reality like nothing else ever has. Your proximity to wealth is a very huge part of the game. And that brings me on to my next point. Always be closing. Always be closing. Never be afraid to sell. Always sell before you need to sell. Sell when you're bored. Sell any time of day. Sales, I believe, if you believe in your product, if you believe in the thing that you sell, if you believe in yourself, that you're changing the world. And we've seen time and time again in the New Elite, it's the best thing that a lot of these guys have ever joined. They've made lifelong friends. They've now got villas and businesses together with guys they've met in our community. We continually put our time and effort back into the community. We just launched a personal brand course on there. If you believe in what you do, don't let the rest of the world make you scared to sell, because that's the society we live in. And learning sales, learning how to sell, and to always be selling in a subtle way, to always be selling yourself, is a very important part of getting rich. If you can master that, if you can master the art of sales in making people understand your point of view, then you will find a way to bring wealth to you. And my final philosophy for getting rich is to fear nothing and to fear no one. Fear is a figment of your imagination. The fear that you have in your mind is just slowing you down. Fear is the thing that stops everything from becoming a reality. And you have to understand that guys that play at the top, guys like me, we get scared all the time. We get scared to do even simple things like sit down and film a video still. I've made hundreds of videos. I still get a little bit nervous, but I've learned to identify fear in my life. And I know that fear normally means that's the thing I'm meant to be doing. Fear really serves no purpose for you, because all that happens at the end of the day, let's say, for example, you make a big leap and you go into a new industry, or you make that decision to try and 10x your business and reinvest your profits, and you put more money on ad spend, or you move to another country. Even if you lose, you win. You never ever lose in this life if you stay in the game, if you just never quit. If you stay in the game in this life, basically what happens is you learn something from that experience. You go to a new country, you run out of money, you come home, you save some money up again, you go again as a smarter, better person. In all of these apparent losses, there's a diamond in the rough. What fear does is it stops you from ever finding those diamonds. It stops you from finding those diamonds in the rough that change your life. You need to fail more often. You need to have zero fear. Courage. I used to think that life was like 80% knowledge, 20% bravery. I think life is 80% bravery, 20% knowledge. Those that are bold, that step forth and conquer, that live their life without fear, are the ones that make it in the end. So guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to go and enjoy my birthday, which was 3 days ago. I'm here with my girlfriend right now, so we're going to go and do some shopping. Then we're going to Chiang Mai to ride motorbikes through Chiang Mai. And then we'll be running the New Elite event on the 14th of December in Bangkok. So if you're in Thailand, for example, or you want to travel here, you get a free ticket to that end of year summit, which is a day of masterminding. And then we do a training session, and we also do a dinner at the end. So if you're interested in that, go and click the link below, book a call with our team. And other than that, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. I'll see you soon.